News that'll affect the Nets. This tweet from ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski essentially saying that Kyrie Irving remains restricted, but March 7th could tell a different story. The Raptors, having dropped a couple in a row, looking to get back on track. And
KD getting Ben Simmons acclimated, halfway having Kyrie at the moment. It's just tough right now. And obviously, they're in the 8th spot. I think they'll move up as the season closes. And, you know, I still like them once they're whole again.
Let's talk about that then, because we may be closer than we think with a Nets team that's fully healthy and with full-time players. Kevin
What
Durant,
a concept.
Ben Simmons, Kyrie Irving. How dangerous is that team, Z?
They can be extremely dangerous, and they could be not only dangerous, but they can be, you know, the most potent team, you know, in the East because of their offensive weapons. And when you look at their scoring ability from the perimeter, when you look at Patty Mills, you look at Seth Curry, you look at Durant, you look at Kyrie Irving, those four guys on the perimeter can get you buckets and can get you a lot of buckets.
And we're likely just days away from KD's return as well, Jamal. How long will this team need? Will there be enough time?
I believe so. I really do. And if you're Chicago or Miami, right, and let's say Brooklyn ends up 8 or 7, that's not a team you want to see in the first round, right? That's what I'm looking towards. So if they get their rhythm coming down the stretch, everybody's whole, everybody's healthy, everybody's feeling good about
That's a tough
their place.
road. If you're in the play-in game and then you've got to play some of these teams sitting atop the Eastern Conference that have built that chemistry and confidence all season long.
That's tough, but you're the hunted now, because now they're in the 7th or 8th spot, and you're like, I'm supposed to win this because I'm 1 or 2. That's not a team you want to see in the first round, especially with that high.
At some point in time, can you just talk about your experience with the Clippers and Golden State in a similar situation that y'all faced where Golden State was on the rise, on the come?
Absolutely. People forget when I was with the Clippers, we were the last team to put the Warriors out of the playoffs. And after we put them out, we were like, they're coming, though.
Yeah.
We could feel it. It was more than seeing it. We felt it, like they're coming. They wanted it. It was a tough 7-game series. Obviously, we're going through other things at that time as well. But we knew they were next. And then once they figured it out, they just went out and never looked back. So it's a fragile time, and you can't take it for granted. You have a short window to really make an impact, and that can change the course of legacies and everything else. So you kind of just have to take advantage of that moment.
Glad you said so, because Giannis sent to 99. Let's, though, start, Zeke, with DeMar, coming off this historic tear, but the Heat made him work for every bit of what he got in this one.
Yeah, what the Heat did defensively and what they're known for, you know, is their work ethic, but also their teamwork in terms of how they work together. You got DeRozan here on the mid-post, the quick double team, off the dribble, makes him give it up. Tucker shoots the lane, and now they're down, you know, for a layup. Again, coming to double team in that mid-post area, making DeRozan take tough shots, even though he can make tough shots. But, you know, when you look at the Chicago offense, you know, DeRozan being double-teamed on the dribble, not on the catch, but being double-teamed on the dribble, offensively, Chicago never made an adjustment to that. And also Miami was able to get out in transition. Again, force him left, spin back right. Before he knows it, he's double-teamed, even though he's a great shot maker in the mid-range area. That's what he faced all night.
But perhaps no other team was nearly as effective as the Heat were in all of February. This, what DeMar did.
I mean, DeMar had a great February, and this is what happens when you become the first name on the board.
Yes.
When you become the first name on the board of the opposing team, and they're saying defensively, this is how we're going to stop you. This is what we're going to do. We're going to double team you in this area. We're going to force you this area. In this way, we're going to play you in a different way. So you become the number one player that the defense is focused on. Now, the good thing about the great players, like the Steph Currys, like the Giannis's, we know every night that the defense is designed to stop them, but somehow they find a way to get open. Right? That's what makes them beautiful.
As you mentioned, though, Jamal, the final word on the 6th Man of the Year conversation, is anyone making a stronger argument than Tyler Hero?
No. We can give him this award right now. If he was starting, he would be an all-star. He's had an incredible season. He came in very focused. He said, I'm one of those young guards you guys didn't know about. I'm one of the better guards in the league. He put pressure on himself, he stepped up, and he's putting it on display every single night. He's been unbelievable. He comes with that punch, that fearlessness, and that gives the team confidence as well.
This highlight, I have to set up properly.
Uh-oh.
Because Ja Morant is already coming off of a franchise record 46-point performance against the Bulls. These, some of those highlights from Saturday. He's dropped at least 20 in 16 straight games, the third longest active streak in the NBA. So, how could he follow that up, you ask?
It's just sick.
Look at that.
We're going to see that for the next. I wouldn't say we'll see it for the next year, but we're going to see it to the next game until he decides he wants to do this again.
Oh, my.
That's
my.
Silly.
But wait, look at this. Have you ever...
The intensity that he plays with. And as you said, Jamal, this is a team that wants all the smoke.
Yes.
They ain't running from nobody. They saying bring it.
Single possession, 118 to 105 the win. And Ja had 29 in the first half alone on 80% from the field, a perfect 4 of 4 from beyond the arc. Then broke that franchise record we talked about that he set on Saturday with his 52 points. So let's hear what he had to say for himself. How did he do that? Look at this. Now, the top 5 single game scoring performances in franchise history, he's now got 4 out of 5 of them, Zeke.
You know, not only does he have 4 out of 5 of them, but when your teammates start gassing you up, like when Bane came out and said, hey, this is the MVP of the league. Forget the best point guard. This is the best player in the league. And I never forget when Lambeer was telling me, as a small guy, like, hey, you know, you it. You know, and your teammates giving you confidence. Your teammates saying, you know, like Lamb saying, you know, you can really do this.
You start to believe it.
You start to, not only do you start to believe it, but then when they step back and start asking you to do it, that's what's happening to Ja. Like, his teammates are his biggest supporters. His teammates, his teammates are his biggest, you know, cheerleaders, and they're the ones who's like gassing him up and telling him, hey, I know they're talking about Steph Curry, but man, you can get him. Or I know they're talking about Chris Paul, but you can get him, and you start believing it.
It wasn't just to his own teammates. It was everyone who had the opportunity to tune in. Jamal, this from Trae Young.
Yeah, and obviously, like we said, Trae, all these great guards are watching what each other are doing. They're keeping score, and they see the magical ride Ja is on right now, and they're loving it. They're enjoying it. Because Trae could have felt like that and not tweeted it. So this is something special going on right now.
Zach, don't think I didn't see that when they said he's not Ja Lessant for a reason. It's Ja Morant. That's some gentle comedy on a Monday night. MVP, guys? MVP consideration? MVP conversation?
Oh, definitely. Their team, they finished, you know, the first half of the season 3rd in the West, right? And by the time it's over, don't sleep. You know, they could be like 2nd. You know, I don't know if they're good enough right now to catch Phoenix, but, you know, they can be 2nd right now.
This is the MVP push, right? Earlier was the All-Star push. Let me show you guys. I'm one of the top 5 point guards. He got criticized for that. This is the MVP push, and like Zeke said, when he had 50, the whole team was there putting up 50. They're a part of this. They're pushing him, like, go get it. We're with you. And that empowers you to a whole different level, because now when you're scoring that much, you're not missing shots saying, oh, my teammate's going to think. They're like, nah, go do it. You're doing it for all of us. And there's no telling what kind of lightning in the bottle this is right now. Memphis is rolling.
Well, after the break, the highlights continue with the Raptors looking to get back on track in Brooklyn after dropping a couple in a row. And, guys, Scotty Barnes would make sure.